Well, hey everybody, welcome back. After a kind of cool little weekend, celebrating the kids' birthday and everything, finally getting around to my rankings for the Reverse Retro 2.0s. This should be a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure that some people will probably be like, wait, you have that ranked where? Pretty sure that could, there's some of them that will probably throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into some people's thoughts. But that's the cool thing of doing something like this. But before I get into it, of course, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the content. If you do, it'd be awesome. It would mean a lot if you were to hit the like and subscribe button. I have this goal to see how close to 1,000 subscribers I can get by the end of the year, and I would greatly appreciate your guys' help with that. And that also, for people who have been here before but haven't quite gotten around to hitting that subscribe button, go ahead and do it. Hopefully, if you're having a bad day, maybe seeing a video of mine, can help, make your day feel better, and make you hit that subscribe button. And also, if you do hit that subscribe button, don't be afraid to hit that little bell. It lets you know whenever I upload new content. And so yeah, what do you say we get into this little ranking here? So the Reverse Retro 2.0s came out, and a lot of them got mixed reviews. Good number of them that I like. Some of them not so much. But what do you say we get into this? And again, I'm busting open. I got some more. I got some different colors here, and hopefully some that show up halfway decently. I got a nice purple one here I'll be using here. Hopefully it shows up nice. And so yeah, let's get into this. Number 32 of the Reverse Retros on my ranking is this team. This ended up on a lot of different people's ranking as 32nd, because it just I don't know why they did what exactly they did. I mean, it's a nice style. It really is. The design is nice. I like the striping, but putting the Chicago word mark, I don't understand why they decided to do that. Somebody had mentioned, and I thought this would have looked really cool if they would have taken that jersey style and taken their shoulder logo and moved that to the front with the C and the cross tomahawks. That could have looked really nice. If they'd have done that, they might have been a little higher on the list. But as of right here, the Blackhawks are 32nd. Number 31 is this team. The Carolina Hurricanes. I have them at number 31 because, I mean, seriously, it's called Reverse Retro. Not reverse your current away jersey that you just got 2 years ago. And, I think they really missed the mark on that. I mean, a lot of people were not really wanting to see a new, a red Whalers jersey. They didn't necessarily want to see them go back to the Whalers. But I think it was Abs World on Facebook or on Instagram. He made some, he made some pretty good concepts, and he made a Carolina Hurricanes concept that I thought looked fantastic. That I think that would have been a lot higher if they'd have done that. It was basically take their 25th anniversary jersey, their original jersey, make that and make it black. When you've got you're using your black alternate as your home jersey now, why not take your 25th anniversary jersey and instead of that being red, like you've got the 25th anniversary one out now, make it black, and I think it would have been a home run. I think that would have been that would have looked absolutely fantastic. Now, number 30 is these guys. Now, of course, some of this I might end up running a little bit out of room here, but yeah, I'm going to run out of room on some of that. I might have to abbreviate some of the teams here. But number 30 is the Detroit Red Wings. Now, I don't mind the Detroit one. I mean, they're flashing back to the Cougars, and and their 75th anniversary one was basically the what the hell it was from like the 1920s. Yeah, their 75th anniversary one. It was white with red stripes and it said Detroit in the stripe there. Okay, I think that might look a little bit better. And I'm not trying to write out the whole word, but so 32nd, 32 Chicago, 31 Carolina, number 30 Detroit. Like I said, I do like that. I do like that jersey. I do. The black stripes, I think, I think they could have gone white, because if you really wanted to do a reverse of the old Victoria / Detroit Cougars, the original one was white with red stripes. So you want to do a red version, you do white stripes. And then you could have done Detroit, the Detroit word mark in red. I think that would have looked cool. I think that would have looked good. I mean, the black isn't bad, because a lot of people have wanted to see black in a Detroit jersey. But that's how we get black, is in their reverse retro, and it is a flashback to the old Cougars. Number 29. This might kind of surprise some people. It's these guys, and I was not that crazy about this one. St. Louis. Not a fan. I was not that big of a fan of that. I don't really like the blue note. I don't know. I mean, the striping looks good and everything. I don't know. I mean, it looks kind of odd in a way, I guess. But I mean, you got St. Louis going up here with the blue note and the big Blues word mark underneath. It just, I don't know. It's kind of Was not a real big fan of it. And not necessarily because it's yellow, because I do like some of the yellow jerseys out there. But St. Louis, it just didn't really do it for me. Number 28 is these guys. The Philadelphia Flyers. Now, I like their jerseys. I really do. I think their jerseys are fantastic. This reverse retro, not so much. I mean, it's white. I mean, they're basically doing a white version of their current home jersey, really. I mean, it's not I mean, they have that jersey kind of already, but you know, I mean, they put a little orange accents down in the bottom or on the sleeve, and it just, you know, I mean, and the big black stripe at the bottom, which I get, you know, the home and road have those too, but I don't know, it didn't look that great, you know. I mean, the logo is always fantastic, but yeah, it didn't really do it for me. So they are number 28. Number 27 is San Jose. Now, San Jose doing the throwback, doing the retro to the California Golden Seals. It's cool. I mean, it really is. It's neat, but you know, it's white. It's a lot of white, and I think if they would have done that in teal with the Sharks name in white with the yellow, I think that would have looked cool. That might have been a little higher, but it's just, I mean, the striping's a little I mean, I know that's what the Seals used back then, but I think they could have made that look a little better if they would have made the main body teal. Number 26. This one might throw some people off too. New Jersey. Again, not that big of a fan of it. I mean, it's not, the colors aren't bad, but again, it's a jersey that I think would have looked better without a white base. You're using these colors. Show them off. Show these colors off. I think that could have looked really good in, say, a bluish. I think that Devils logo could have looked really good on a blue base. And and they didn't go that route. And so I mean that to me is what kind of knocks it down to number 26. Because I mean, the logo looks good, the logo and the colors on the shoulders and everything, they look good. But again, a white base. Use the colors. You can really accentuate it if you use the colors of the main body of the jersey. If you use the color of it. But number 25. Now this one kind of bugs me that it's this low, because it had the potential to be much higher. And you'll see why. You'll see what team here, and you'll know why here in a second. It's the Buffalo Sabres. I love the fact they went with the goat head. The goat head is fantastic. It's awesome, and it's so cool that they're bringing that back in the original black as an alternate. But when it comes to the reverse retro, they're this low for one reason. White. They went again with a white base. You take that jersey and you make the main body with that goat head in royal blue with the yellow and then the white accents on the, along the sides and up on the sleeve. If that main body is a royal blue, that thing might be up here. But again, they went with white. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I mean, the colors just. I mean, they don't stand out as much on a white jersey. If you make the whole body, I mean, think of how that goat head would have looked on a royal blue jersey. It would have looked fantastic. But again, they didn't go that route, and for whatever reason, they feel like they have to do white all the time. Even for retro jerseys, we got to do white. I don't understand why. Buffaloes did that for the second time, and that's why they're down here at number 25. Number 24. This one actually is not bad for a white jersey because it's something I think that they need to go with, and that's Anaheim. The Anaheim Ducks, that white jersey actually looks nice, and that's kind of what I hope becomes their road jersey. And I hope they make an orange version of that design, have that as their home, and then they could use their old 25th anniversary one as their third, and you've got the Anaheim Mighty Ducks back again. I think that would look awesome. If they made an orange version of that, I don't think a lot of people would complain. I know I wouldn't. But that actually looks kind of cool. The orange in the Mighty Duck logo looks fantastic. And if you bring back the Mighty Ducks, you can throw that old Mighty Ducks of Anaheim shoulder logo back on there. That would look awesome. That looks phenomenal in orange, and I think that just it works, and they should go back to that logo and the name. Disney doesn't have the trademark anymore. Go back to it. Use it. It's just sitting there. I mean, you're already using the logo, so why not? Number 23 is these guys. Now this one was the first one that we saw. The very first jersey that was leaked. The Vancouver Canucks with Johnny Canuck on it. It was the very first jersey that was leaked. And that just kind of, it kind of gave, it's weird to describe. We kind of looked at it, and I know I looked at it and I'm like, wait, what? Like, why are they doing that? And then finding out, they're going back to, 1962 with it. And it's like, oh, okay, because then we saw what the original one looked like, before they were in the NHL, and it was like, oh, all right, and it's still, I still wasn't that big of a fan of it, and I think their first reverse retro looks much better, and and the fact that was the very first one leaked, and that's kind of what sparked the entire leaking to start. And so just mainly for that, that was the first leak, and and Johnny Canuck, it's not bad, but I think they could have done a couple. They could have done something different that I think would have looked a little better. So that's why they're number 23. Number 22 is this team, and I don't know, the way they did this one was definitely interesting. It's the Florida Panthers. I mean, you're using the old shoulder logo, which is cool. Using that shoulder logo, it just, for whatever reason, that logo on the front of a jersey just doesn't really do it for me. I mean, it doesn't really vibe with me. The royal blue is nice, that dark blue, or that dark blue, that really light blue is kind of cool, but the sun with the palm tree and just, I mean, like I said, if we're doing shoulder logos, Chicago could have done that with their cross tomahawks. That actually would have looked good. The sun and the palm tree, they don't really vibe that well with me. So for that reason, they're number 22. Number 21. Another team that, to me, missed the mark. And if they would have changed their colors a little bit, it's another jersey that could have been up here in the top row. And it's these guys. There we go. The Winnipeg Jets. I love they're finally using the 90s logo. I love that. That color that they came up with is really nice. But again, where they went wrong, white base. think of how that would have looked in the aviator blue. If that jersey is the aviator blue, blue base, the sleeves are that dark blue, and then you got on the top and the bottom white stripes. How good would that logo have looked on the aviator blue background? I think it would have looked fantastic. If that's aviator blue, that thing most likely is up here. But again, a white base, it just doesn't. It doesn't make the jersey pop as much as it would on their colored background. So for that reason, they're 21. Number 20. This one I actually don't really mind that much, but you know, it's a little better than their first one, but still not really high on the list. And that's Toronto. Now the Leafs apparently they're going back to like their 1960s style. The maple leaf on the front actually doesn't look too bad. And again, they went with red. Maple Leafs have never been red. They went with the blue and white. They didn't incorporate gray into anything. But I think what they could have done is, you know, use your past. They could have very easily made a St. Pat's themed reverse retro. They could have made that Maple Leafs logo in white and green on a green and white jersey, flashing back to the St. Pat's, and I think that would have looked cool. I think that would have looked really neat. A lot of people probably would have went and snagged that just for St. Patrick's Day alone. But it's better than their first one, but it still, to me, doesn't rank that high. Number 19. There's another team that just kind of And again, they could have done, you know, a couple different things. It's Colorado. The big C on the front, I don't really mind that. A lot of people, it says it basically looks like Pac-Man, but it just, I don't know. This is another case. Second time they used a white jersey. Think of what that could have looked like in that blue base. It's interesting how they, you know, how they come up with some of these. Because, you know, I've seen concepts that I think would have looked a lot better. That jersey would have looked a lot better in the concepts than what they came up with. But and then, you know, they put the Avalanche logo here. I think what could have been interesting if they'd have brought back the Yeti foot and put that on the front. That could have looked interesting. I mean, you know, a white jersey. I mean, you know, the Yeti foot might have looked pretty good on the front of a white jersey, but you know, I mean, and I get, you know, they're Colorado, so you know they're going to use the C that's on the state flag, and yeah, it just, for me, it was just kind of a miss. Number 18. Another jersey that could have been much higher. But, again, white base. Boston. The Boston Bruins. The Pooh Bear jersey, that Pooh Bear logo is awesome. It is, I mean, it's silly. It's all that. The original one was yellow. And again, they went with a white base. There wasn't a whole lot of white on the original one. Why not a black base? Why not a black body? That Pooh Bear with the yellow outline on a black base? What would have been wrong with that? I think that would have looked really cool. I just, you know, I mean, why not? You know, why not do a black version of that? I think it would have stood out. It would have stood out a little more. And to me, it would have ranked a little higher if that would have been black. I think where a lot of these teams missed the mark is they went white. And, some of them look okay, some of them not so much. That one is another one where I think it's a miss for me because the original one was yellow. They could have gone black with that, and I think it would have looked much, much better. Number 17 is these guys. Now, to me, their first reverse retro looks much better than this one. Montreal. Montreal's first reverse retro absolutely looked fantastic. This one, they don't say that they're paying homage to the Montreal Expos, but it's the colors of Montreal. No, it was the colors of the Montreal Expos, which for anybody who was into baseball, the Expos were kind of popular in Montreal, but it kind of reached a point and they went and they moved, and they just. After the 1994 strike, when it looked like that they had a team that could have won the World Series, there was never the same after that, and they were gone a few years later. And so they're kind of paying homage to them, it seems, with that baby blue. There's no other red. There's no red in that jersey with the exception of the logo. I think they could have incorporated a little red in there, and I think it might have looked a little bit better, but because there's just there's no red, and there's that blue is just kind of They're kind of mid pack there. They're at number 17. Number 16. I do like this one. But there's a couple things they could have done to make that improve a little bit more, and that's Ottawa. Now, I like the idea, going back to the old Scooby-Doo style jersey. But the Scooby-Doo jersey was red. The sash was black with white outline. I think that's what they could have done here. Black jersey, red, red outlines on the top and bottom, and that sash could have been white. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that the Scooby-Doo logo was moved up to the shoulders and the current logo was moved onto the front. On the original one, the Scooby-Doo logo is on the front. The original logo is on the shoulder. So they reversed that. It needed a little more color in there. It needed a little bit. That's one jersey that needed a little bit of white. And for that reason, they're at number 16. Number 15. This is another one that I like. I decided to include this on my list kind of at the last minute for one glaring reason. Number 15 is Vegas. Word marks, I've never been that fond of word marks. This one actually doesn't look so bad. It's big. It goes, it's 5 letters and it's big and it goes down. Spells out Vegas. One thing that kind of drew me to include this particular jersey into my list is the fact that it glows in the dark. I've never really seen a jersey that glows in the dark. That's intriguing. They put something in the lettering or whatever to make it glow in the dark. One thing I do wonder though, okay, it glows in the dark. What happens when you wash it? Is it still going to glow in the dark after you wash it? It's an interesting question to ask. But mainly because of the fact that it glows in the dark is why I have them at number 15. But I do wonder, if you wash it, what happens to the glow in the dark factor? It might be interesting to find out. Number 14. is these guys. Number 14 is Nashville, the Nashville Predators. Now again, they missed the mark in one aspect. I don't know why. I really don't know why Nashville is allergic to blue. But everybody's clamoring for them to do a blue jersey. And I guess for whatever reason, they're like, hey, we gave you a blue jersey. It said Smashville on it. It's like, that's not what we're wanting. We want that logo on a blue jersey. Again, Abs World on Instagram. If you haven't seen him, check him out. He did a concept where, because they brought back the meth tiger, the big saber-tooth, the front view of the saber-tooth cat. Looks awesome. Always been a fan of that logo. But blue. Why can they? I don't know why. They just will not make blue jerseys for Nashville. They have an affinity with Marigold, I guess. But it's still a cool looking jersey. The logo itself is one of the main reasons why I want it. And my wife is a big Nashville fan because she used to live there. So I plan on getting her one also. And again, another jersey that if they would have went blue, could have been up here in the top row. But they again went with yellow, so they kind of get stuck in the second row. Number 13. Now this is a jersey that actually doesn't look too bad in white. And that's the LA Kings. That actually looks pretty decent in white. That crown is really nice. It still kind of drives me nuts that I was not able to get their first reverse retro. Because I love that jersey. That jersey was so nice. And seeing this in white actually is not too bad, because whenever we've seen that crown, that's the first time we've seen that particular crown on a white base, on a white jersey. Because back in the day, their home jersey was the purple, and the yellow jersey that they had was their road jersey. They didn't have white up until they switched over to the Chevron logo in the Gretzky days. That's when they finally implemented white into a jersey. So this is the first time we've seen that classic logo on a white background. And if they went back to that logo, I'd be okay with it. I kind of like the current crown that they have. Seeing that in purple and gold, I think could be fantastic. But it's still a nice. That's actually a nice looking white jersey. That crown looks awesome on the white base. Number 12. Now a lot of people aren't really crazy about this one. I like it. It's Seattle, the Seattle Kraken. I like it, but again, it's missing something. It's missing some red accents. They needed to put some red accents in there. I think that would have looked awesome if they'd have put a little bit of red striping in there. I think that would look cool. It would have made the red eye there look a little, stand out a little more. And so that's why I think they kind of missed on the red accents, but overall I do like that jersey. It's a lot of stripes, but I don't mind it. I think it looks pretty cool. Number 11 is these guys, and I love their first reverse retro, and I like this one also. The New York Rangers. They bringing back the Liberty jersey. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Lady Liberty logo, and them going to the lighter blue, the current Ranger color, And bringing back the red in the bottom of the sleeve, that's what the first reverse retro was missing. And they should have done that on the first one. They didn't do it on the first one, but fortunately they did it on this one, and it looks awesome. And with that Ranger shield on the shoulder, it looks awesome. And number 11, I got them number 11. It's another jersey I plan on getting at some point. I've got my list made up, obviously, and hopefully I can, when they show up, I can start running through them. Now into the top 10. This one, a lot of people aren't that crazy about. Some people will probably think, it's too high, but again, I like it. Columbus. I like the Columbus one. Basically doing their old third jersey and implementing that blue, that kind of light blue, I think it looks fantastic. I really, really like it. They bringing back the old logos, the CBJ on the one side, and the other side, the Civil War style hat. I think that looks fantastic. The stars on the sleeves, it looks good. The logo on the front, it looks fantastic. I love what they did there, and so for that kind of the black with that light blue, I think it just looks awesome. So that's why to me they're number 10. Number 9. Now this one was hard because this is one of the first ones I plan on getting when they show up. And it's these guys. Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Penguins, the Robo Penguin. Fantastic logo. That jersey looks just tremendous. Basically taking the first Robo Penguin jersey that they had, making it black. It looks awesome. It's fantastic. It's one of the first ones I want to get, and it is. It's one of my favorite ones that I really, really like. And some people will probably say, well, if you really like it, why do you only have it number 9? Because the top 8 are phenomenal. Number 8 is these guys. Again, I missed out on their first reverse retro, and it still kind of bothers me. But the new reverse retro looks fantastic. Arizona. The Space Coyote comes back. That kind of sandy base, I think, looks great with the desert scene on the bottom. It looks fantastic. They're apparently supposed to make a black version of that as an alternate. I'm all for that also, and it'll be good to compare the two. And I still am kind of I missed out on on the Arizona one. Again, that purple one looks fantastic, and it would have looked awesome to have had all three to kind of compare them, but I don't have that purple one. That purple one's still fantastic, but this one looks great too. Number 7. Now, some people had this one rather low. Why? I don't know. Number 7, Minnesota. Now, a lot of people have tried to figure out, okay, why, what does that, they made that jersey, what is it, why did they make that style? What is it based off of? It's based off this. This is the North Stars jerseys. This was the jersey that they wore throughout most of the 1980s. It's exactly the same style. You've got the yellow and the white down here. the yellow and the white on here, the yellow here separating the shoulder yoke and the main body. This is what the reverse retro is based off of. One thing I think they could have done, to me, they should have incorporated a little bit of black in there, put a black stripe in there. You could have had basically a green version of the 1991 style Minnesota North Star jersey, which looks fantastic. I have that back here. It is beautiful. And, you know, and this is awesome. I mean, this is awesome too. I love the fact that they're basing that off of this. And that logo in prime green, it stands out. It's so nice. It's bright. It's just, it's almost perfect. I mean, honestly, it's almost perfect. So I have them at number 7. Number 6. Another jersey I have the original of. And I look forward to getting the reverse retro to compare. And to pick up the cap. The cap fell down. But I look forward to having to be able to get that and to compare to the original one. The cog jersey with that orange, with the orange accents, just beautiful. I mean, it just looks so nice, and it'll be really cool to be able to compare the two when I get that one, because it does. It looks tremendous, and I mean, again, you know, you can't really go wrong. So Edmonton's number 6. Number 5. I'm trying to go a little quicker here because we're 40 minutes in here, as I have a tendency to ramble. Number 5. Love this one. So glad they went with this one. The Dallas Stars. That black looks beautiful. The Silver Stars name with the green star looks phenomenal. The black body, the green going down the sleeve, the little, I think it's white that's going down from here all the way down. It looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love what they did there, and that's another one I definitely plan on getting. They should have maybe gone that route with the first reverse retro, but they made up for it in the 2.0 style. Number 4. This could have been number 1 if it would not have had a couple things taken off of it. The Fisherman jersey, the New York Islanders. That is a jersey, it's number 4. If they don't take the wave pattern out of there, I mean, they could have taken the teal out of there. I wouldn't have minded that. But taking the wave pattern off the bottom and taking the lighthouses off the shoulders, that's kind of the point of the Fisherman jersey, right? I mean, you would think. They didn't do that. I don't know why exactly they decided to take the wave off there and to take the lighthouses off. I think the lighthouses would have looked fantastic on there. But we're still getting the Fisherman at least. You know, we're still getting that logo that everybody back in the 90s absolutely hated, which is why it only lasted 1 year. And 2022, everybody wants it back now. So we're getting that back. It's missing, it's missing a couple of parts, which could have maybe made it number 1 if they would have had the wave pattern and the lighthouses on the shoulder. Number 3. This is one I was torn about where I wanted to put this, especially in the top 3. Washington, the Screaming Eagle. The Screaming Eagle in their black, blue, and copper. That thing is absolutely fantastic. That's another one that I plan on getting. That might be the first one. That and Pittsburgh, I think, are the first 2 I plan on that I'm going to try to get. And I will look forward to getting that one to compare, to put side by side with the first reverse retro. It looks fantastic, and I look forward to being able to get that. Like I said, that one in Pittsburgh, I think, are the first two that I'm going to try to get my hands on. It is just it's fantastic. There's really no flaw in that jersey whatsoever. Number two, a lot of people might disagree with this one for one glaring reason, but to me the design just looks fantastic, so I had to rate it here. Let me do that again. Number two to me is Calgary. That pedestal jersey in black with the white C on there is phenomenal looking. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, the one gripe that people have said, and I have seen it, and I agree, it stands out like a sore thumb, it's the seam. The seam that literally makes it look like it's two different materials. The seam as to where the pedestal, the colors on the bottom, and the pedestal that goes up, there's a seam in between there. Why they did that, I don't know. Because honestly, they could have sublimated that. They had no problem doing that with the sleeves. I don't know why they couldn't have done that on the bottom instead of having a big seam there. They could have sublimated that. It still would have looked phenomenal. And that's what everybody's big gripe is that big seam at the bottom, because once you see it, you can't really unsee it. But even with that seam, I look at that jersey, it's phenomenal. And I mean, it looks so nice. It really does. And that's why I have to have them number two. Number one, is there any doubt? I mean, honestly, again, they should have done a different color than white, but it still looks fantastic. And of course, it is Tampa. Tampa is number one on my list, on my rankings. The Storm jersey, it's fantastic. It's phenomenal. Again, I'm not crazy about the white base. The waves on the bottom are fantastic. Again, they could have done, you've got gray on the shoulders. You could have put the gray on the shoulders with kind of a more darker gray maybe for the body. You could have even done a black body there, because I think black would have made the colors pop out a little bit with the waves on the bottom. And of course, you got black going down the sleeves with the lightning bolts. It would have looked gorgeous. Again, the white kind of, takes a little bit away from it, but it's still the Storm jersey. It's fantastic. And to me, that is the number one jersey in the Reverse Retro 2.0. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of my list? Where do you think I'm wrong? Don't be afraid. Let me know I'm wrong. Tell me, you're full of it on this one or whatever. Let me know what you guys think, because I know everybody's got their own little rankings and their own spots for them. But I'd love to know what you guys think, and let me know what you think. Do you think Calgary's too high? I think they're about right where they should be. But let me know what you guys think. Again, I'll put the link to the Discord in the description below. And if you haven't done so already, whether you're new or you've been here before and you haven't quite gotten around to doing it, if you haven't done so already, hit like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And for almost 50 minutes here, like I said, I kind of ramble sometimes, but almost 50 minutes in here. Hopefully again, let me know what you guys think. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you guys later.